Yeah. I was like, whoa!
All right, I need an Apple cable from the cable box. That's an Apple cable. Hopefully that's charging. Alright, that can go in here.
That one doesn't work off the power?
Yep.
Yeah?
So it's got power. That's a nav light socket there.
Yeah, that one is, yeah. When you said hopefully it's charged, I thought...
Yeah, but I can't see a prompt. I can't see a prompt on the phone where if I pull it out,
Oh, where it comes up.
I can't hear it. Somebody pull it in, it goes, it starts charging. See, and it says it's charging, so it'll be charging. There's just this software hasn't got any prompt to say, oh, let whoever knows it's charging. See, I do have a spare one. I'm prepared. Alright. What boat number were we? 4, 5, something?
4.
Yep, pretty early. All right, we're slowly getting organised. Let's get some rods out. I'm going to put these ones out and those ones away. Top water rods going away. Don't like that. But I couldn't get them biting top water yesterday, so no. Rack crankbait away. Wonder how long it takes to get all the rods back out. If it's a good...
You're putting it away, I'm like, oh, I bet that comes back out.
Yeah, I bet you it does. I bet you it does. All right, this is what I need to do. I need to share this. Share that link.
I'll wait till everyone's in.
Yeah.
Come along.
I used to do that. Now I've got all this work to do before the tournament. So we're going to go to YouTube. YouTube Studio. For the live viewers, I may look like I've had a swim this morning. That is true. I may or may not have left the bung out and had to swim in to put it in. I heard the story goes, if you forget your bung in the morning, you catch a big bag during the day. What do you reckon, Brian? You reckon that's true?
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
Two big bags.
2 big bags, even better, that's right. Right. Let's share that. If I go to browser, paste. $6:38, still got plenty of time. There you go. Live. And audio seems to be working. So if I go now to Facebook, where's Facebook? There it is. Where's my pages? Pages manager, there. There. Post. Publish. All right, that's shared. And then next, we've got to check how Carl's going. Carl was in the top 10 on Bass Track.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He actually caught his limit again last night before I went to sleep. About 11 o'clock last night, he had a limit, so I'm staying up until I see it. Let's go to Bassmaster. And I'll go to Bass Track. Bass Track. So yeah, the spot I'm going to, I don't know how much water there is to get into there at low tide, so it might be I might be a bit careful going in there. There's just sandbanks. I went through it at high tide yesterday, and I just don't know how much water's going to be there at low tide.
Yeah.
Bass Track, come on. Bass Track leaderboard. He was sitting in 7th on Bass Track, but a lot of people, I don't think, put it in.
Yeah, right.
But if that, I hope he ends up in the top 10. Go, little Carl.
How far off?
Well, he
compared to us?
They're weighing in now.
Yeah, right. Yep.
About 8 hours later, but the day before. Or you can say 16 hours earlier. Go either way. Probably will need a jumper going across the paddock.
Actually, getting gear out of the car and I'm looking out here going, there's raining out there, I'll put my rain jacket in.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
A little lightweight thing, so.
Always put your rain jacket in. Was that a trawler?
No, that was the E-Word.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was grand final, yeah. Tommy could have won it.
Oh, yeah. We've all snatched defeat from the jaws of victory over the years, Tommy. That was a beauty. Yeah. I lost the Super Series in the Hawkesbury once with a 1.5 kilo lead, and all I had to do was catch a limit, only caught 4. So it's good chokes are a part of ABT life. I don't know if many people have choked from nearly 2 kilos ahead though. That's nearly record breaking. Who's choked from more ahead than that? That's the opposite of our lister at Albany when he didn't have to go fishing on day 2. He didn't have to, yeah. We'll remember Al. It's the best dance I've ever seen. He's out there. There he is, right there. Yeah, just get a bit of Voltaren on. Oh, now I'm going all right. Whew.
Hey, remind me with your camera when it's flicking red.
Red is recording. Not see red, you're dead. That's something else. So wrap come up all right, Tommy?
Yeah.
All you need is the mercury on the back now?
Yep, next week it's just me.
Oh, okay. You're going to go up and give it a bit of a...
I'm just going to leave my motor.
Yep.
Saw that.
And how's the Yami getting back to its new owner?
Born Lewis is fine.
Oh, Born it. You just pick it up off Manning River. Yeah. It's easy. I'm not saying your rig's a bit sideways there, mate. What's going on with you?
That's the camera mount. Oh, just tighten it up.
Yep.
Don't worry about the bracket. As long as the camera's straight, we're good.
Is it?
My tape, yeah, the little disc thing fell out. I don't want to get water in there.
And also your station pole's bent. How'd that happen? Jesus. The bounce pole. It's got a bend in it. It's like solid aluminium. Oh, yeah. So did you guys draw each other? That's rigged.
Sorry about that. Look at our pack. Bass fishing in the rag. 14 straight through in a giant crab. Just a single cast. TV casting it out and getting a massive fluff first cast and putting it back in the box.
I still have the snapper leaders tied on from home, and I'm not going to take all them off.
30 enough, that'll be done.
That's only 12. It's all right.
Fucks 12. Hey?
It was actually surprisingly good. About 20. Better than if it's in August.
Yeah, you just helped me drill the hole. And I was like, I had a mark as to how far.
I don't believe it. I keep my bung in one spot the whole time, and I felt for it wasn't there. I go, it must be in. Mustn't have taken it out. Hey? Top of the batteries. It gets a wash out occasionally with my. Occasionally I leave the live well bung out, and I'll put the fish in there, and then I'll hear them flapping 20 minutes later, and it's like, oh, it's been pumping the boat full of water. 46. Look at that now, no line up at all. If you're real smart, you'd rock up right now. Imagine if I lifted my power pole up now and just went straight up the side of Tommy's new wrap. Ooh.
Imagine if you left the bung.
Pin, yeah. Pin. Oh, that sucked.
Fuck, I've done that a lot, hey.
I keep it in the drain plug in the back. I keep it in there. I put it in there.
So these ones got the metal ones you can't take out.
Yeah, the garbage plugs. Yeah.
You still forget to put it in.
I think that order shipped with the rest of those pull-through pieces or whatever you wanted. I think that shipped yesterday. So.
Remember that fucking last Hawkesbury round I won? I'm pretty sure I had Stewie on the boat, and I got up to the racks in Barrera and we were flatlining, I think. Like flatlining. There was so much fucking water in the boat. Killed all my pumps, like blowing fuses. So I took the fuse out, put a bigger fuse in it, blew it, took a bigger fuse out.
Put a nail in it.
Jammed a set of fucking pliers, and like nearly fried my whole fucking boat. I was like, oh, we're in trouble, hey. I can't get this water out. And then, who was it?
So you won an event when you left your bung out. That's all I needed to hear.
You've got to leave it out and figure it out like 2 hours later. Somehow. I reckon, because what happens with those ones, when you back up, they click in a thread and you don't realise.
Oh, so it's coming in through the... And so it's dribbling in, and if you're not moving...
Yeah, but then it'll unscrew and you're fucked up, man.
See, I carry a...
One of the boys in Sydney...
Really?
Yeah,
So wait, in your priority of shit to do before this tournament, you thought getting the wrap was more important than that? Okay, I'm just getting in your mind.
I can't find. I've been to Whitworth and Henry. You can't find a rubber penny, and they had a lot of no bum for an hour.
It's not. Not one of those, smaller.
No, it's like this is like a metal one that's like put in there so you can't take it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the old Phoenix ones, yeah. And it's got like a thing and then a semicircle on the end, yeah.
So you cannot buy the rubber thing that goes around that thing.
Why don't you just buy a new bung?
Yeah.
Just get it off Josh, he'll get you one. Just get a cork.
I'm going to buy some rubber, some pipe rubber.
Just cut it.
Buy one of those stainless ones with the bung. To actually get it out, you've got to unscrew the bung, then screw the bung out. It just sits there in there. So it can't come out. There we go. Oh, yeah, every time.
Yeah, no, I tried. I went in all the way to my face and
Jason's fucking brim one year, and it was like 11 degrees in the room.
yeah.
And I had to get out.
Hey, when you're going through, at the island, when you go through Hell's Gates to the right-hand side, the channel's back on this side of the... I went through it at high tide yesterday, right against the washboards and in. It's all right now, isn't it? It's sort of... I went through at high tide going, I'm boat number 4, so...
Chappie went the old way yesterday, didn't we?
The old ways, yeah.
He chewed sand for a fair bit.
Oh, no. Trimming up and going harder didn't help.
Myron tried to turn it right up here in some fucking weird spot. He ended up on the sand
Yeah.
as well. I heard a fair few.
I put in at Tuncurry yesterday and I had to electric across a real shallow bank to get in the channel.
Oh, really?
Unless you wanted to come all the way down and up again.
Yeah, right. Oh, even the one straight past Hamilton.
No, I didn't even know they existed. I saw an oyster boat go through it later on. I go, that's where it is.
Yeah, that's the problem at the moment. If it's dirty, you can't see them.
Mm.
When it's clear, you can pick it.
I'm going to get up near the front since I'm boat 4, so... Tommy, you might have to move a bit so I can get my power pole up. Yeah. You probably have to just move back a couple of... You probably drift enough. Yeah.
Thanks for the card.
It's all good. Give it back to me with a few fish on it at the end of the day. Even if you want to even cut one, you got your laptop here? Want to cut one out and send it to me? It's even better and keep the card for tomorrow. And
Yeah, I can do that.
if you can just cut a few out. Who's staying with you? Can you do Phelpsies too? That'll, because I've got like 15 cards to do tonight.
Yeah.
And if I don't know where the fish are, I'm just, even though it only takes 20 seconds per 15 minutes, I'm still...
Yeah, no, I can do it.
Pull that up, Brian. If you pull those poles up, that'd be awesome. And Chris does his own.
He doesn't like your comments.
No. Oh no, he cuts the fish out of the day's catches. Oh. Yep, that's magnetic. It's not going to be the first or the last time I do that. Hey? Oh, it's all right. He said a couple of gel. That's the thing. You'll chip the gel coat off. But he goes, no, it was a couple of scuffs on the skeg. And how good was it? Like 20 people just like lifted it.
What boat was it that lift?
A Tennessee, like a 17-foot Tennessee. It was a glass boat. But when you get like 20 people on it, you didn't have to lift it all the way up. We lifted the nose up and held it up, and then he put the trailer back under it, sort of half winched it on. And howdy. That's your boat.
Yeah.
Flashing.
Loving it.
HO, hold on. I fished with Pete before. He got all the spots. The Muddy Lake champion. There is. It's a big muddy lake. Tommy's going to cut a few clips out of your chip tonight. Send them to me.
Speaking of that, really low on bloody GoPro mount. Do you have any spare?
Yep.
I've already spoken to Dan.
Yeah. No, what do you need?
Well, I was trying to just find it. I need something that's going to turn at 90 degrees. If I can get it a couple of inches.
How about I give you a clamp?
Go on the windscreen.
Clamp it on the windscreen or your sounder mount or wherever.
Yeah, that'll work.
Or actually, you can even, you've got a GoPro, it'll fit into your GoPro base.
I've got both GoPro
And Garmin. Yeah, I've got a GoPro here with some, I'll give you the right thing. Where did I put that bag?
300 mil extension.
Yeah. Yep. Use that extent. What do you need? You need.
That'll get me. Yeah, that'll get me out of trouble. Yep.
And there's a clamp there if you needed to clamp it as well.
This will work.
Because that'll go in your mount.
Yeah.
And then you can adjust it whichever way you like.
Okay, guys, we've got about 5 minutes to go.
Hey? Yeah, if you want to kick off early, no reason we can't. If everyone's checked in. Where's boat number 1? You ready?
Okay, guys.
Take photo of the key tag.
We'll kick off in a minute or so, so just get yourself prepared.
For that.
A bit of a rough sort of sequence to leave. The process is to idle out through the opening of the marina here, and then idle out to the yellow buoy, and then you can go in whichever direction you like.
Preferably not at sea.
So we'll get ready to go in about 10 seconds.
Sunny's in my pocket. Going again.
2, 1, boat number 1, Andrew Moore.
Number 1 on the water, baby.
Boat number 2, Vaughan Lewis. 3, Chris DeLand. 4, Jeff Morgan. 5,
Look at us sucking you out. She is howling out. This is the bit I'm nervous about. Along the edge here. Yeah, no, it was right along the washboards here, I think. Made it. I was scared about that. I went through at high tide and I go, I don't know how deep that looks. Yep. All right, let's go fishing. Did my battery turn itself off? Have a look here. Battery's on. Bit of current here. I'm just going to idle us up a smidge.
Charging out.
Yep. I might go up to the other end of this. Just going to idle up the other end while we get ready. It's just a bit too much current to fish into it, that's all. Oh. There's one boat coming the wrong way.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're all trying to go the wrong way through there. There's a whole lot of coffee rock runs up the edge here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, where they're trying to go was where the channel was last year.
Oh, okay.
Saying it doesn't like the battery connections there. I've got something wet in the back. Yeah, I did. It's getting power through. It's just there's something wet in between, I reckon. Because if it doesn't sense the right voltage, it doesn't like it. Anyway, since there's no one coming in here, it looks I'm going to go to the other end of this drift. I can diagnose that while we're fishing.
There we are. Push it.
Yep.
Coming up behind you there.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Got it?
Yeah, it's just, I think I'm going to dry all those connections off this afternoon. Let's go fishing. Stop mucking around. Let's get this up. Hi, viewers. How's that frame looking? Looks pretty grouse. So yeah, there's a coffee rock ledge runs along here. I'm glad I'm not poor old, looks like Pete Bruegel stuck on the bank there. Yep. I think I'm not going to be able to hold into this current. I might have to go up to the other end. We'll go up to the other end and we'll drift all the way back with it and just work with it, don't work against it. I thought I could hold against it, but I'm dreaming. It's only a kilometre or 500 metres to the end here. Right, let's try this for a start. Start number 3. Yeah, I'll leave it this way. It doesn't matter, there'll be schools of them along here, so either a blade or a plastic. But it drops into about, we're in 13 foot of water now, so it's reasonably deep along this edge. Mm-hmm. 100%, mate. You knew the way to come around. The dodgy part here now is the other end. It's quite deep it's quite shallow on the other end of this step too, but there's nothing coming out of the water. You can always trim up and over. So welcome to the live viewers. 10 past 7. It's been an interesting morning. Yes, I did leave my bung out. I did check for it being in. It just wasn't in the spot I left it, so had to go for a little bit of a swim. We were boat number 4 out, so we navigated through the low tide maze, which is Forster, to get here, which is the north side of Wallace Island. And now we're chucking some blades trying to catch some bream. I've got Brian with me today. Brian Wiltshire. We fished was it the last tournament? Last tournament, Lake Mac. We fit the first day, wasn't it? Yeah. I had an alright day the first day. It struggled the day 2. It was hard. I normally fish by myself on day 2. We organise a spare because I come in early to do the weigh-in, so a non-boater doesn't have to. Yeah. Feel bad for a non-boater has to come in an hour early just because I do. The biggest disappointment of Lake Mac was, got a fish? No, it's a snake. Was going up to catch fish up the Cicada Creek, and the lake was so high I couldn't get up it. You know what I did? I was considering actually letting water in the boat to get under it. After doing that this morning, I go, that was a pretty good idea not to do that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went under it, no worries. It was also a different boat. It was a little bit lower. But the power poles, you can put the power poles down to sort of get under it, but it just didn't work. Oh, no, I pulled the garment off. That came off, and I got to I was considering pulling the windscreen off the, and then it was the motor just wasn't going to go. It was like, this thing hasn't got lower. The lake was just, the tide was in. When we caught fish here yesterday, they'd said everyone you catch would have a school come up with it. So there was, yeah. It was right on the top of the tide we fished it. So if this doesn't work now, we'll give this half an hour here. If it's no good, we'll go up the rivers and do what we do and come back here at the end. Because the tide slows down at about the end. It's like 3 hours after the tide changes here. Like I think it's coming in now, but it's just not coming in. It's running out. Yeah, I remember that. Although this joint fish is good, the dirty water fish is good. I remember the practice day in the dirty water in the paddock. Oh, I got some giants. Hit them way too hard. Couldn't catch any of them on the. It actually had cleared up a fair bit, I think, overnight. See those those edges? They drop down like about 6 foot off the edge of those. Fishing a 5 gram Daiwa Steve's blade here today. That's what we caught a few on yesterday. Little blackened, just to keep contact with the bottom in this deeper water. So deep, we're in 8 foot now. Doesn't sound deep, but with all this current, it's hard to hit the bottom. It's quite a good bite up the river when we go up there later on. It's blades and crankbaits on the flats, like real shallow, like 1-2 foot of water, and it's on sand, but the water's sort of tannin stained, and yeah, you catch them in real shallow. You can see them on the live scope too. You can say there's nothing. Oh, I reckon there's a few fish moving up front. You'd throw up there, oh, they'd be on it. Like in 1 foot of water, you can see them on the live scope. You know, 30, 40 feet at the front. Feels like a flathead. Spiked wiggler. Probably catch a few of these today on blades. There. At least I know I'm getting to the bottom. Did Pete get off the sandbank? Yes, he did. Here he comes. Yep. That's the I got stuck on a sandbank cry. I hope he knows it's a trim up at the other end of this thing too. Yeah, you just hear swearing coming from around the corner. Sitting on the edge. They were sort of tight against the edge. Sometimes they get in the little sand whoops in between here, but they're all. But that was the other end of the tide, so just to be safe, fish it all. Actually, there's the first. I can see the first bit of bait in here on the live scope. Don't know if it's bream or not. So I can see a school of fish in there. About where the bottom of that tree is. Yeah. That's a snag. Yeah. Quite often those blades will come off when you pull them the other way like that. And that was the end of that snag there, just hit. No fish. Yeah, would you add one of those little pecks? Yeah. So for the live viewers, I like fishing my blades on, not that I'm a blade expert, on straight through. This is on 3 pound straight through fluorocarbon. A lot of people are like, oh, you can't feel them biting it. It's like, I don't need to feel them biting it. Just when it's in their mouth, I'll feel them there and sock it to them. But I prefer a blade over a plastic for this because the hooks will usually, I reckon they hook up a bit better without having to strike them. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Yep, you've been pantsed. But you think a big one's just going to swallow that thing. Yeah, Brian's using a Z-Man grub on the back. 5 and 5 today, mate. No tasty donuts like last time. That's your bait for tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good looking bit of chunky rock there, isn't it? We're both looking at that. There's one. You knew he had to be in there. That's a bream, I reckon, that one. Yeah. Feels like a bream, not a floodie. Yeah, it's under the... He's not a giant. Actually, is he even legal? It's all the currency. Come here, mate. He's all right. That is a keeper. And he had that way down his pie hole too, that one. That's why he was dogging on it for a while. That's the blade in there. Yep. Well, we liked it for a reason, didn't we? Can't make that shit. It's actually not down it. It's actually in his mouth, not his gills, luckily. I don't fish in that much. Do they, you hook them deep a lot, do you? Lucky you didn't get it into the gills.
Yeah, those hooks would catch it, but the hard thing to get out.
Yeah. He's a good fish. He's about 28 centimetres, I reckon, fork. Come here, old bean. Here's a 29. I'll take a bag of those today, very happily. Oh, really? This here has just destroyed the little clip. He chewed it up.
Oh, really?
Put a new blade on. I don't have a spare clip. I'm sure by the end of the day I'll be robbing a clip to put on that. I should probably put it, I would prefer to have a split ring on there anyway than that clip. Is that rain? That can be raining, it's sunny. Yeah, we're going to get wet, aren't we? I'm not putting a rain jacket on for that though. Wait till it gets real heavy, and then I'll put my rain jacket on, and then it'll stop raining. Really? Really? Yeah, he was just off that edge, I just and picked it up off the bottom. Same thing. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell all those cracky rocks there, you know it's going to be good underneath. I reckon I beat you to that fish by about a second. You had to abort mission, yep. Bastard boater. Hey, this is the most non-boater friendly situation there is. You haven't first shot at all of them. I told you it was going to be quite non-boater friendly today. I wonder if you can see the rainbow in that live stream. It's pretty solid. There you go. Where's the Forster rainbow? Well, I'd like to. There we go. You got one? No. Bottom. You want to go and get it? We'll go give it a see if it comes off. Yeah. It's not the Mardi Gras, it's a fishing tournament. Got him? Yeah, no. There it is. That's a cool shot. Someone's going to have a shot of their boat at the end of the rainbow. They were all pretty good fish along here yesterday. I caught 3 and they were all at sort of 29, 30 centimetre size, yeah. I would happily take 3 kilos a day right now. Oh, in Forster though, it's like it's one of those joints where you can catch 4 kilos one day and donut the next, you know. So I remember there was a school of them off this little pontoon here yesterday. Yep, you can hear that trimming up over the shallows. Ooh, had a bite then. Don't know if it was a fish or a rock bite, but it was a good bite. If you asked me a couple of days ago, what will you be starting off doing at Forster? If you said fishing blades off Coffee Rock, I'd say you're dreaming. But I couldn't find any topwater fish in the lake yesterday. And I didn't really fish many racks. And this is where the fish were, so I'm going to do it. There's one. Yep. Oh, it came out. That one felt all right too, actually. Had a bit of weight on him. Again, he was right at the bottom of that ledge. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to hurt in this dirty water, fast water. Double rainbow now. Oh, well, should be full now. Yep. That's right. Just throw them in the bilge. And a warning for the live viewers, yes, there will be lots of social media posts about Morgo swimming in the Forster Harbour at 6:30 this morning, putting the bung in. It was quite warm actually. Water temp now is over 20. Wasn't too bad. Oh, another bite then. Definitely on this corner here, this is where the good schools of them were yesterday. Got to be one under that tree, eh? Something going to be under there. You go over top me if you want to fish in the structure. Yeah. I'm not throwing 3 pound line in between there. I know that's going to end. A lot of bait in there. I can see the poles on the live scope, and then there's bait suspended there in between the poles. The whole trick to the blades is not to let them drag on the bottom. If you let that line, yeah, as soon as it hits the bottom, you want to just pip it off, yep. I have actually won a tournament on blades before. Yep, back in the Tweed about 10 years ago. But not throwing them in deep water, going along the bank and throwing them up into snags in really fast current. It was the only thing you could sort of stay in touch with them on, yeah. Like faster than this it was running. It was like a sandy bank and all the trees had fallen in and they'd schooled in the trees. And you couldn't sort of stay tight with the lure, so it's hard to set a hook. So you just have to throw the blade in and then come up and, oh yeah, they're on it. bait in under that tree there. Bait all through here, eh? There's the fish. Don't know, you never know, eh? On the light line. Could be anything from 20 centimetres to 30 centimetres. No, it's not even legal, don't worry about the net. No. You never know till they're in the boat. Nah, I reckon he's not going to be. He's going to be 23 and a half fork, I reckon. Again, he ate that blade. Pretty good. He's lassoed the line in his mouth somehow. He ain't going to be big enough. 23. 2 centimetres too short. How good is spot lock, eh? You catch your fish now, you just hit the button, don't have to worry about the boat anymore. In the old days, you just spiral down the channel, and when you finish dicking around with the fish, you're like, where am I? Oh yeah, I'm nowhere near where I was. Yeah, current's taking you. Yeah, need it fluffing down. There you are, hear him trimming up, going over the step there. Whoa. There's a mountain of fish in there. I don't know if they're bream though. The ones yesterday I could see, they look, on the live scope, they look like bream. These ones look like heavy duty bait fish. Someone's crab pot. 100%. Probably that rope hanging off the edge. Oh no, mightn't have been. Came off. Nice. Well, those guys trying to come across and they're stuck. Let's do one more. We'll go up and where we got the fish and we'll do one more drift there and then we'll go up the river and do some cranking. Just going a couple 100 metres up.
Don't really like our phase now, do you?
Oh yeah, backsliding. That's how you steal someone's spot in a bass tournament. You go up in front of them and you drift backwards into them and pretend they're not there. Oh mate, what are you doing on my spot? Stop sneaking up on me. The backslide. Oh jeez. Looks good on the edge here, eh? It reminds me of Brunswick River. There's a lot of this stuff in there, that coffee rock. Nope. But I think that's good. I think the run pushes them in close to the bank where there's less current. Just wedge themselves up in the easy to swim bits. I reckon it's cooler now than it was this morning. Yeah. Well, water was warm. It was 20 degrees. Yeah. You got to wait till there's a pack of them looking at it. For the live viewers, this is a 7'5" in feet rod. like one of their real light ones. I use them for stick minnows. And blades I've been good for. And it's got a Caldia, one of the new Caldias on it, with some 3 pounds straight through fluorocarbon. Donk. Let's have a look on the live scope. We've got live scope in forward mode, just sort of scanning along the bank. Don't really see any schools in there, but doesn't mean they're not tucked in amongst the rocks. That was something chopping. Right up on the rock. There's a lot of jelly prawns along the edge. Yeah, that's a good looking little shelf in there. Bet you haven't thrown a cast on that at all. Yeah. Let's show them something different. Yeah, I think the other end of that tree's rotted away. Probably used to be the world's best snag. Oh yeah. Now, here there's some fish. You want to see them on the live scope? Look. That's cool. So they're sort of halfway to the bank just in here, about halfway to the tree. Yep. They look like bream. The other ones sort of look like bait fish that are shallow. Those ones sitting on the bottom. This would be a spot I might spot lock it. Just drag a few through there. Another bite. Yeah, it's still going. Oh, it's spot lock then. That's why it was appearing to get dragged away. I'll throw one up the middle for giggles. See if there are ones out here. Can't really see any out there, but never know, do you? Snag, we'll go upstream and see if we get off. You got a long leader on, or is that shallow? Long. Yep, 2 rods. On him. Yep. Yep. I'm going to swing it around now. We'll fish with the current. Now it's slowed down a little. And then at the end of this drift, we'll go up the river. It has definitely slowed down. It was pumping earlier. I seem to remember that little tree there is where the first fish came from. Oh, there's something following it up. Yeah, that was a whiting, I think. Got off? Ah. We ended up back to front again. There's a heap of fish in here. A heap. On the live scope, yep, they look like bream too. Best thing about straight through, you don't have to worry about retying leaders. Oh yeah, they're definitely bream on the bottom there. That's definitely a rock. Oh, really? Definitely rough country through here. Oh, badunk. That was little. Flip the blade over. She rough down there. This is a real rock bar right here. Fish, nice. Flathead, yep. Flat chap. Alright. Wonder whether we should... There's enough water on those washboards. No one fished those washboards there. I'm thinking about just continuing down and doing that before we go up the river. Yeah, down those on that bend, since that's where the channel is now. It's like, that's just an extension of this stuff, so. See what happens. About 75 things go through my head in the next 100 metres. Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of current left on them. I would not enjoy mowing that place. You'd have to have a solid ride on, wouldn't you? I'd just get the kangaroos in. Apparently goats don't eat grass. Apparently they eat everything except grass. Jamie McEwen said he got a goat. I said, oh, is that what mows your yard? He goes, doesn't eat a blade of grass. Just eat your washing and your vegetables and your plants. Oh, look at that in there. Something chopping into them. How's this thing going? Is she working? Looks like it. Bit slow the action for the live viewers today so far, but to be honest, I'm pretty happy with one fish so far. Forster's always been a pretty tough venue for me. Big school of bream in front of us here, just in there. They're definitely bream. They're hanging on a rock on the bottom. There he is. How good's the live scope? Oh, it fell off. I don't think it was that big. There's definitely a fish in here. Yeah, you can see them all. There was one rock and there was like 20 fish just hanging on it, and they were on the bottom, so they look like bream. I've always used my live scope in perspective mode, which looks this way, but I've just started using it in this deeper water, using it up and down, and you can really tell the different species. That's looking at this plane, not like that. Because on a flat, I'll swip it around when we're on the flat, looking at the 180 view out in the shallow water to see them out wide. And that's good for knowing where they are around the boat. But this view here is good for just scanning, saying that's where the school is. That feels like a flathead. That came off as well. That felt like a flathead. I had a few drop off yesterday too. Don't know why. Probably don't set the hooks hard enough on them. Yeah. But my theory is the big bream is going to swallow it anyway. So, oh, there's a school. I don't think that looks like bream, but I'm still going to fish it. There's a crazy number of fish there. Just going to put the spot lock on for a sec. I'm just seeing what these fish are. They're on this side if you throw up that way. Alright, let's see if there's bream. find out what they are in a tick. Feels like a small bream. Yeah, there could be a whole lot of little ones. Oh mate, slide into that punt around the corner. Power slide. Alright, let's turn this around. Might fish down along these washboards. I'm going to throw some blades at the bottom of them since it's low tide. They're pretty nice houses on the island here, aren't they? Yeah. Yep. I think that was in weed. It wasn't a fish. Yeah, I saw there was a big plane landed on it yesterday. Yeah. I don't know what sort of it looked like a little cargo plane sort of thing. Nah. Yep. Still 10 foot of water here. Too far away. Get in there, Morgo. Going to catch themselves. That's more like it. Just imagine them sitting on the base of these poles with that last of the tide licking on it. There he is. I don't know if it's a bream or a flathead. Big bream. No, it's not big enough. Just on that light line. Still too small, I reckon. It's just going to pull around that boat with the spot lock. Yeah, I reckon he's a centimetre short. That one. But I like it. It's a decent cast. Gets fish come up to it. Oh, it's Berkeley Super Series legal, but it's not ABT legal. Oh, that was my spot lock grabbing my lure. It's one of those days, isn't it? Is it still hanging on there? Yes, it is. Haha. Yeah. The line all came out too. Nice. Alright, I'll just lock it there while I get this sorted out again, so we're not careering into the poles. Today's obviously the day I do all the amateur things. Yep, get them rid of them today. Hey, I still stand by the fact that in the grand final here that we had 10 years ago, I was running up, went under the bridge, went up through the paddock, my net wasn't strapped down properly, it came off, hit me in the head, and then I went to catch it and it tangled around my little finger and did a loop like this, nearly broke my finger, then it came off and I go, I'm turning around to get that. As I turned around, it just sunk like this. Woo! It's like, okay, it's going to be like this, isn't it? Okay, Forster? If that's our relationship, then that's how it is. But we got 4 kegs that day, so. It's hard to rely on history in this place too, because all the places you caught them last time where there were racks, they all disappeared. 5 years later, they're all gone. And they're all somewhere else. So a little bit of panel beating on those hooks. And we are good to go again. All right. In 6 foot of water here. A weed bed along there, I think. Let's go to this other one then on this other side. That's weed. Yeah, Zostra. Straight into a weed bed. There is bulk fish here though, eh? I just under the live scope, I just went over a big, they look like bream. It's only 7 foot, but where do they go? Weed, fish, fish. A thinned carpet. Ah, you idiot. We're over that. Looks good. I like this country. Don't know how much going to like it when I can't get this lure off. There it is. Oh, mate's flogging it. Look at it. Jesus. No 30 knots for him. Fish, yep. Oh, another floody. I saw the underbelly of him. I'm thinking, oh, that's a bream. That's definitely a bream. I saw he's upside down. There's pliers here if you want them. You had no draft? You got that rod replaced?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it took my back shop I got it from.
Yeah.
So I got it tucked into. I'm there like, yeah, no, just go back to the shop and I'll send it through to it.
No worry. Good. Awesome. Alright, we're about to head up river, I reckon. That was a stupid idea, caught nothing except flatheads. Wasn't the first and it won't be the last stupid idea I've had. It is pretty shallow through here, eh? This bit right here is pretty shallow. Got to come around, and it was about 3 foot through most of that. Yeah.
Again, like you say, it changes so often.
Yeah. Oh yeah, last year it was up that side. That's why people are getting stuck. Like that motor's on the bottom now. Let's turn around, get up. Bung might be leaking. I might have twisted it up tight. That it's got a tiny bit of water leaking in, but nothing serious. Gonna get a run
under there long.
Yeah, I wasn't hanging around to bloody check the sounders. Alright, where are we gonna go here? Great canoers going through. Pretty shallow here. We might. Ooh, sober. This kind of looks like a nothing spot. It's just sand, but real shallow. Yeah. So we're only in 3 foot now. Let's have a look at the side image. 3 foot 7. We were fishing up in about 1 to 2 foot up in here yesterday. We did fish that point in a bit yesterday. Got a couple of legals, so let's give it a crack. I was going to fish that point also where that other boat was, but we'll let that rest a bit. It's sort of tanniny, but it's not mud. It's quite clear. Shallow there.
Take the warmth away.
Oh, I thought I'd leave the jacket on for that go. This is the telltale. 3 telltales going at once. You can see it there. See how clear it is with the motors hitting the dirt now. You think, oh, you're pulling up dirt like that, you're not going to catch any fish in that shallow water, but one on boat showed me this spot in the grand final when the net hit me in the head. All right, yeah, see how clear it is? It's actually very clear. All right, what am I going to throw? I'm going to throw a blade for a start. And crankbait's probably pretty good here as well. I'll just try and hold us on the edge. We're in about less than a foot now, so we're going to go into 1 to 2 foot of water.